tuning in. So welcome everybody to our Monday night meeting place. So good to have everybody here, along with my co-host Paul Austin. Certainly, actually, you know what I'm going to do here, Paul? Just give me a second. I think I'm going to, in case I need help, I'm going to make you a co-host here.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. So now you have the reins as well. So anyways, welcome to those that were at our event in Dallas. We hope to hear from you on this call. And for those of you that couldn't make it, we hope to enlighten you a little bit on this event, what we learned, what we experienced, the fun we had. Probably, as you said, Paul, in the going on 7.5, 8 years that I've been in this business, this was certainly the funnest one by far. I don't know whether it's just the opportunity to feel like we're in the 70s again, feeling young again, or whether it was just the fact that there was more people, there was a very diverse crowd there. What about you?
Well, I think it was just so amazing, best event ever. But what it was is we're building this community. We're banking off the last event, right? It's just the same as like 2 people, 10 people, 50 people, 100 people. And it just what comes with that is doing new things, trying new things. You know, that DJ is just he's off the charts, and it just brings that fun and that community, which I totally understand now is just super important. And yeah, it's a blast. That music, that era is definitely, off the charts. But what was way more impressive to me was the participation of everybody that dressed up, that took part, that made it bigger and better instead of just having, a few people doing it and the rest kind of going, oh, I wish I did the costume or whatever. And I mean, it was just awesome. Everyone looked great. It was, something that I've seen coming. It's been on the horizon, and it was the best thing ever. So
Yeah, I think after a day of you take in a lot of material during the day, a lot of information. You take in all that. It's really nice to sort of in your case, let your hair down with the wig and and have some fun. But it was really nice to to talk about where this company's going. I mean, some of the doctors that are jumping on board here and our controlled studies and so on that are continuing to be worked on is quite exciting. And to see the diversification of people that are there, Switzerland, France, Germany, Spain, and I'm sure that everybody that was at the event, met some of those people, that were from out of our country that took the time to fly over. And why do they do that? Because they get so much out of events, the people you meet and so on. So for me, in this company, by far the best of event, aside from, and Karen Smith may tell you, aside from the little bumpy ride on the landing and having to circle around the airport for an hour prior to going in, and all of us wondering whether we were going to run out of fuel. Once we got on the ground, it was a relief, and then we could get down to business. So thank you all for joining tonight. And what we want to do, Paul and I talk, is we thought it would be good to hear people's takeaways, share a little bit about what the event meant to them. Those that maybe struggled to get there or weren't going to go and then decided to go. Were you pleased with your decision to go? Were you happy with what went on at the event, the information, and so on, the content? So we'd love to hear from you. So just raise your hand and we'll get this going as soon as possible. So Patty Grass, go ahead and unmute.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you fine, Pat.
Perfect. Hey guys, what a weekend. It was off the hook. Flew in with you guys on Thursday. I was really glad that I had that extra day because we did get in a little later. And that's something that if you're going to attend an event, consider going a day early if you can, in case you hit flight problems like Steve Schultz did, right? He almost didn't make it for Friday when he wanted. actually, yeah, it was later on Friday when he got in. So one thing to consider is if you can take that extra day and get there a day earlier, do that, because it'll be a lot less stressful on you. So many takeaways, so many wonderful things, and networking was amazing. It reminded me yet again that this company is full of beautiful and amazing people, and just what a one team approach we have. Like, I didn't see a lot of, like, I saw a lot of cross helping, right? It didn't matter whose team you were on. The information was shared freely, right? Which is wonderful. A couple of my biggest takeaways, Dr. Anna Toker, her talk was amazing. A couple of things that she said that I loved was that the liberty and peace seemed to be really impactful on gut health. Peace surprised me when she said that. So if you have customers and yourself who maybe have gut issues, look at adding peace to it. She was also really adamant about, when you're talking to people, make sure that they're getting health consultations from professionals, doctors, practitioners, that sort of thing, because sometimes our patches can alleviate symptoms that are a result of a bigger issue. So what we don't want to do is cover up a bigger issue. So if you're talking to someone with issues, by all means, suggest the patches and how they can help with symptoms, but also encourage them to go and seek medical advice, right? We don't want to cover up a problem that's going to get worse because we've masked over the symptoms a bit. So that was something that stuck out for me. And another thing that stuck out was Jay's tremendous generosity. He gave away 5 trips to Cancun at the party on Saturday night, people. 5 trips. And he's going to continue doing that 1 trip to Cancun every week from now until the end of qualification period, I assume. So he's generous. He's doing a great job, and we are in the right place at the right time. And those are my takeaways.
Great. Thanks very much, Pat. Appreciate it. Yeah, great takeaways. Anna Toker, second time that I've seen her speak, and she knocked it out of the park. She's fun. She has an amazing sense of humor, especially being a proctologist. So it's fun to see that she can laugh at herself as well. So great points. My dear friend Heather Lemke, go ahead, unmute, Heather.
Hi, guys, and thanks for doing this recap tonight. Great topic. There were so many takeaways, but one that really stuck out in my mind that I think we will all really benefit from is getting videoing when you do a demo on somebody on their own phone. We did that 3 times that evening. We also did it in the airport on the way home. And what a great tool, because then it's forever on their phone. Their own expression is on there. They're going to relive that moment over and over again. And I just thought, what a great tool to do. So I have a show this weekend, and I'm going to do that on everybody that I do the demo on, because everybody's got a cell phone and it's something that they always have when they leave you. So I just thought that was a great little tip, and I will practice that. And I think it's a great idea for any of our associates that are doing demos.
Yeah, great point, Heather. I think that's a key advantage. I mean, it's always nice to have those videos somehow and ask for permission, and then they can always look back on the surprise on their own face, the shock on their own face, right? Because sometimes the that can wear away quickly if they don't recall what the demo did. So great point. Thanks for sharing.
And great for you to take action on what you learned, right? There's just going, oh, okay, but then put that into action, and then you've already proven that it works. So great takeaway for sure.
And one thing, just for those of you that weren't there, what the lads suggested was, when you're doing the demo on somebody, ask them for their phone. Ask them if you can record it on their phone so they can see their own expression. And the premise behind it was, if you go to video them and say, is it okay if I video you? Everybody's thinking, where's this video going to end up? Are they going to be posting this on social media? Where if you put it on their own phone, they've always got it, and they're not worried about where it's going to end up. So it's just a great tool, and nobody said no. They're all willing to do it. Anyway, Thanks again,
Great.
guys, for doing
Great.
this call.
Thanks for being on, Heath. Karen Smith, good to have you on here, Karen. What do you got for us?
Well, I'm glad I made it back here to be able to be on here tonight after that bumpy ride, but I'm still speechless. It's, you know, I didn't make it to the Orlando event. This was a great thing for me to get to for two things. One, to get back in around the community that I'm already used to. And two, I had three of my teammates there, new teammates, which was great to spend some time with them one-on-one. Although we get together every week on a Zoom, it was great to have some one-on-one time with them. And, you know, it's great when you're teaching them, you know, how to do the demo and stuff like that. And one of my associates, although she's doing the demo on other people, she has never actually had the demo done on her. So I had taken some time to pull the three of them aside and show them some things. And of course, they get that already aha moment again. It's like, is that what other people are feeling like when I'm doing that to them? It's like, yeah, it was like crazy. So just having that time with them was amazing. And to see them, one, Drea is very, very shy. And to see her, as you guys that were there, Paul, Terry, to see her come out of her shell and like dance the 70s away all night was amazing to see. A couple of things. One of the things that I really took away with is, you know, we always know we've got that 28 pack of patches. And for those of us that, you know, have people on SmartShip and get those freebies and use those for demos, one of the points that Eric had made was, you know, you've got your 28 patches. Don't wait until like the end of the month to kind of use them. Don't make your goal that, okay, over the next 30 days, I'm going to demo 28 people. Tighten it up, make it tighter. Okay, in the next 7 days, I'm going to demo 28 people or what have you. I was out grocery shopping today. I already did 6 people today. 4 people in the grocery store, right at the front, and 2 people in the Starbucks when we went for coffee afterwards. So tighten up that time, because when you get down to the last few days of your month and you don't get it done, you know, tighten up your goals, make them happen sooner than later. So that was one of my biggest takeaways, and having fun with you guys at the 70s dance like that. That was just crazy.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, Jen Moyer used to always say from day one, I remember this, if we're not having fun, we're not doing it right. So great points, Karen. And it was just an awesome weekend. Ian Britton, come on, Ian. What's up, buddy? There you go.
Hey everyone, how's it going? Can you hear me good, Terry?
Yeah, I can hear you all good, brother.
All right, perfect. Yeah, for me, you know, I've been out of the game for a little bit, and this was an opportunity for me to get back in and caught up. It was the perfect moment for me. I learned so much. I mean, there was so much professionalism and so much fun at the event. But you know, I just ever since COVID hit, I kind of shied away and backed away a little bit. I mean, we built, you know, significant progress before COVID, and then, you know, asking for someone to purchase the socks when they were just trying to purchase their groceries when nobody's at work was kind of tough for me. And I think we're past that point now, and I needed to get caught up with the patches and understand the company and the direction it's going. And speaking to you and Paul about, you know, the business model was a good thing for me. And you know, even though, you know, we get rejection more than we get the positive vibes, I think it gave me the courage and the excitement to continue on and push through the negativity from some of the people that just don't have an open mind. And you know, this event was great. It's always inspiring to hear Jay and be at the events and hear the, you know, all the emotion and the positivity. And it was just solid for me. You know, I came back at that, you know, that 9.5 to 10 moment. I'm still there. You know, I reached out to a bunch of people today, and there's some good positive feedback. And of course, like usual, there's some pushback, you know, the placebo aspect. But, you know, fight through that and get out and demo those people. That's my biggest takeaway, is get back to those demos in that moment when people's jaw drop. And I think that's when you get the most buy-in, right? Rather than a text message. So for me, that's the game plan. Demo as many people as I can. Use, of course, their phone to videotape it. That was a huge takeaway. And yeah, I recharged my batteries and I'm good to go. So
do you
let's
think, Ian, that if you hadn't gone on this trip, that you would be as charged? If you hadn't gone to this event, that you would be as charged as compared
no,
to opponent?
there's no way. I mean, I talked to Paul a few times and I wanted to bite in and get back in. And no, there's no way. This event was what did it for me. I mean, you can talk a big game with your team leader all you want, but if you're not attending the events and you're not feeling the energy from the community, then it's not the same. So, and that's why I'm on the call tonight. I just wanted to tell everybody like it was instrumental for me, this event, and that's why I'm back. So
Yeah,
ready to talk.
good stuff. We're so glad to have you back. And I learned something from you this weekend too. I learned that I didn't think you could dance quite as good as you did. Like, it was like you changed that dance floor into a quagmire of mud up there. It was awesome to see in that outfit.
Well, you just got to keep moving. When you're in a disguise, it's a little bit easier, Terry.
Fun stuff. Glad to have you back, brother.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
welcome back.
Great.
Welcome back,
Great.
bro. And
Back.
I'm not your dancer either, but when you have a costume on, you get some, some good vibes going there, and you just do it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thanks, Ian, for sharing. Really appreciate it, pal. Great
You.
to have you back, brother. Lisa Cito.
Hey there, Terry. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Lise.
Boy, was that ever a great, great event. And I just have to say, hanging with Terry and Paul and Ian for a portion of the conference was just absolutely, well, you know how the guys are. They've got such a great energy. So, and also meeting many of the teammates, Karen, Kimberly, Kim, and John, and so many different people. And but one of the things that also I have to say that was pivotal is when you're talking with some of the other associates from, the entire company, Crossline, in your team, not on your team, everything like that, the stories are remarkable. And so when people say that, oh, you know what, my story is not profound, you can build a solid, strong, dynamic business just by sharing everybody else's stories, right? And they're so moving. They are like jaw-dropping. And yes, I know that there are some people that they talk about the placebo when doing the strength test. And even when they see someone's positive story from a video, their own video, they could say, oh, they're faking it, or it's not real, or whatever. But the great thing is we do have clinical studies that do back our patches, don't we? So that can also be a great response to the placebo objection. So another thing that I really liked was when Jay had, basically shared how, that immense growth that happened in Germany and all the other markets that were opening. We're going to see such a surge in growth. And what happened with Germany was when they had that projection last year to do 5 million within, I think it was 6 or 7 months, and they did it in 5 weeks, 5 million in sales. And whereas Jay had shared that he had to go to his wife and say, hey, I got to loan, you got to loan me some money. And because the banks basically shut down the accounts because they thought, how can this happen so quickly, right? And so luckily he had his wife's bank to borrow from. But that transparency, him sharing that, I thought that was very very good of him to do. It was very honest of him. And because the corporate does have challenges, especially as we scale bigger into the different markets. And that said, he also shared that we have IP, intellectual property, in 189 countries. And so when you look at that aspect and you understand what that means we have a long way to go, considering how many markets that we're in right now and how much work we've got to do. And so if we look at the drop-down menu, we've got X amount, what is it, over 30 countries we're open in, and look at the potential. So we're in such a young and unique timing with this opportunity. And so I think it's just important for all of us to remember that there's enough for everybody. There's abundance for all of us. And, everyone's got their own timeline as to what they're doing with this business. It could be part-time build, it could be a full-time build, it could be a big-time build. But as long as you're in it and be in it to win it for yourself and your team, you help as many team members become successful, then you will get everything your heart desires. Even if you do not have a rank goal, like it's really not exciting to have a goal of a certain rank. But if you make it about other people and you want to help them get to where they're going, and just engage in, like, you mentioned about doing the demos and helping your team, really engage in doing that activity as well, really everybody's going to make it to the top of their mountain. And so that's what's really exciting. The energy is contagious. The culture from the company is remarkable. It comes from the top down, and you can really feel it. I think everybody noticed that this weekend.
Yeah, and I think that when you think from me, I haven't missed an event with this company, and I can see the ebbs and flows, with change, and the pros and cons of change always weigh heavy on people that have been in the company for a long time. And you've been around, Lisa, for a long time, and you've been in companies from the beginning and saw the growth and the problems with growth or whatever. But what was really exciting for me to see at this event is the number of top-notch networkers that are starting to show up.
Yeah.
People that have, experienced, been in this game a long time, and they don't move very easily. And so they got to have good reason in order to take a look at a company, and some of the players that are starting to show up here, and some of the players that are coming down the road, and you talk to guys off the side like Mark McDonald, from his health and wellness podcast, and John Brinkus, and some of these guys. I mean, these guys are big players, and they wouldn't be getting involved in this if they didn't see the potential here. And so I just quietly look around and see some of the big players that are starting to come here. And these are only surface level of what we see that may, be stirring or brewing in a pot that we don't see. So I think everybody here, when you get to these events, you see you see the credibility, you see the growth, you see the challenges that we are overcoming all the time. Does it get frustrating? Yeah, absolutely. I get bitten by the frustrated bug sometimes myself, but I've got to learn how to overcome that myself at times. But to see the potential and to see the powerhouses that are starting to show up, guys, we are in the right place. We are in the right place by sure. So that's one of the takeaways I took away for sure. So thank you, Lisa, so much for sharing.
Terry, just based on that, I just want to share one more thing, because you did mention about the talent that's looking at this company. And you look at our medical advisory board, and you look at all the superstars in their own right. And they're all, like they may have, like when Jay contacted them and said, they said, okay, just send it over. And he's like, no. I want to be able to have a call with you so you understand what we really have here. And once they do take a look and have a talk with him, albeit that 45-minute call or hour and a half call they have with him, and they grasp the vision, they want to be part of this company, which is huge. Sure. Now, many people might not know a big time leader in this profession, and that is completely okay, because here's the thing. Just in having lunch with someone on Sunday after the event, I talked to a girl that just learned about this industry. Her first company is Super Patch Company, and she's 60 years old. Okay. So if this is her first company, then she's in a really good place, because this is a remarkable opportunity. And so just think about those people that have never done this industry before, but they're excited, like a house on fire. And guess what? You can link arms with them and help take them to the top. So even if you do not know a powerhouse networker, you can create them within your team. And never forget that. Never forget that. Thanks, Terry.
Yeah, great point. Thank you, Lisa, so much for sharing, and thank you for your leadership, and thank you for what we're doing together. And just want to remind everybody in this call, we do a call tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern. It's an opportunity call, and we do this call so that we can all leverage that call to share our vision, share our technology, share what we're doing. So invite, get people on that call at 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. So Jeanette, go ahead, Jeanette. You have to unmute.
I just sent her and asked to unmute request. You should have got it. There you
Okay,
go.
now got it. Probably still wobbling from the plane, man. I just got in, so there was so much wind in Montreal for us too. They kind of circle up there, and after that they went down. But oh, okay.
Give us a
for-
takeaway, Jeanette.
Yeah, so for me, I was there Monday morning, so had the opportunity of meeting a little bit more of the how do you say that in English? Like the people on stage. One of them that I talked to was Mark McDonald.
Mhm.
Okay, so great person. We had lots of fun. I was able to talk to what's her name? I can't remember. The one she's on The Office there. Anyway, I forgot it. So for me, I was able to present. I know I'm not that known, but I mean, I make it a positive to know myself and present myself. And so just meeting those people, handshake, was a great positive for me. So
So
that's
you're
it.
saying, so what you're saying, Jeanette, that you're glad that you went, you were able to meet
Oh,
the great
yes.
speakers, the thought leaders. So would
Oh,
you
yeah.
say that being there enhanced your belief in what you're doing, and that would you suggest everybody that's on this call to do whatever they can? Because I know that this was your first major big event. Would you suggest to do whatever you can to get there?
It's my second one.
Second one, sorry.
Actually was because of the prices of the plane and everything went up very fast. I almost didn't go. And Terry, you know Manon, she says, you cannot be there. You have to go. So she helped me make possible everything that I was there. And yes, any event, there's an energy in there that you won't get on a Zoom. It's powerful.
Yeah, good. Well, we're glad you were there, and thank you so much for sharing, Jeanette. It was great to see you there, and I'm glad you were there to learn with the rest of us. Thanks for sharing. Paul Vanavan, go brother.
Good evening, everybody. So, yeah, I'm one of those people that initially I was not gonna go. And, because I was looking at everything that's going on with me right now and the cost of going down and, then I saw a few people that were on my team that were going, had bought tickets and were going. And it kind of gave me a kick in the butt, and it's, to remind me that if you want to lead, you got to lead, and you got to set the example. So, when I looked at that and I thought about, all the events that I've been to, and I don't believe I've missed any since I came in either. That just the importance of being there. And two of the takeaways that I got, and it comes to light every time I go to an event, is that, in AA, we have a meeting after the meeting. After the meeting's done, we go to the coffee shop or whatever, and we talk. And that was very much what I find with these events too. The meeting after the meeting and the people you sit down with and you get to know, and people that you got to know on Zoom that you now see for, in person. It just, I think that's one of the reasons that our company, people don't worry about cross line and up line, down line. We're one team and we all work together. The biggest thing that I came back with and kind of came more as today, as I was thinking about the weekend, was that, all those new people that came up on stage that, hit the new, the VP and up ranks. One thing that dawned on me was that every single one of them, they had a story, and yet and how they got there. And the one thing that I realized is that every single one of us can do that. If we have that drive to help others and and we're passionate about what we do, there's no reason that we can't do exactly what they're doing and be up on that, walk across that stage, and just, humbly go about our business and just keep helping people. And, the one thing that came through time and time again from the people crossing that stage was they were not taking the credit for being there. They were giving the credit to their teams, and that their sole concern was to help lift up those members of those teams to join them on top of the mountain, so to speak. So yeah, just always get great golden nuggets. And it's after the event when and anybody that hasn't, like, take some time, just like I sat down with a pen and a piece of paper and I started writing down, some of the things that hit me about this weekend. And, when you write it down on paper, it starts to take a little bit, it just becomes real, and you can start to set some goals and strategies for yourself. So thanks to everybody I met there, and, old and new. And it's always a great experience.
Yeah, great, Paul. Thanks. It was a lot of fun traveling with the team together as well, and being at the airport, all of us together. It was a lot of fun, and I know that at times it's a challenge for all of us to be able to find the time and do that. But anything worthwhile is you got to make sacrifice for, as I'm sure you're all aware. And I'm sure that once we get there, it's all like, wow, I remember glad that sacrifice was made, because we're having so much fun, and we're taking away, and we're learning how to be better, and we're pouring ourselves. We have to remember that when you go to these events, it's an investment in you. You're investing in your own better self, and that's never a bad investment ever for anybody. So as much as you struggle at times, or some of us struggle at times to find the time on the calendar, or find the finances to do it, I think all of us will concur that it was a great investment in us, in each and every one of us, to be better at what we do, to be better at what we lead, and to be better at how we present and share our technology. So great point. Jen Moyer.
Hey, Tara.
Hey, Jen, good to see you. Long time no see.
Yeah. Long time no talk.
Yeah.
A couple hours.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed, of course, everything everyone else said. Being with your tribe, meeting new people, seeing people you haven't seen in a very, very long time, whatever. But I really enjoyed learning about the new studies, right?
Mhm.
How they come about it, what the actual figures are, instead of just going in the back office or on the website and trying to make heads or tails. The gentleman who is the data guy and explained and went through all the studies, the pain study and the REM study. It's just phenomenal. So yeah, that was a great learning portion of the event for me.
Yeah, I think those studies are validation and
Yeah,
credibility
for
for
sure.
products, and it gives us a tool to use, to leverage, if we do have those science buffs out there that want to, see the science behind it and want to.
Yep.
We have that gun now. We have that gun's loaded for us now.
Yep.
See it in it, and it shows that it's a placebo-based trial. And
Yeah, exactly. See, I didn't realize that
Yeah.
they actually had people who had a placebo.
yeah,
So,
And-
and basically there was no change.
yeah, and not only did the participants not know what it is, neither did the applicators, the doctors, or whatever, know which one was.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So
So
that
that was very cool.
yeah, that was really, really cool. So anyways, anybody else? Paul, you got anything to add?
No, I was going to actually talk about the study thing too. That just kind of blew me away. I like the way Jay talked to more, and like how there was waves, and I hope we can get that part of the, his explanation of it, because I'd never heard him explain it that way before. But to see this controlled group and no change, and then the actual tech and just an astronomical change was just giant. I mean, that is, anybody that tries to tell you this isn't, I mean, it's not, it is. I mean, it's right there. Don't fight with anybody, just, you know, go along. But yeah, for me, it was the studies, and those studies, guys, they're already up. They're on the website. You'll see those controlled studies. So go check them out. I will be updating the handbook with those studies because, of course, whenever there's an event, there's some edits to do. So that will be next. So, but anyway, yeah, they're on the website as we speak if you guys want to go and check those out. So,
And don't forget to edit the time on this call.
yeah.
We battled back and got our time back.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyways, Billy Merlot, good to see you, pal. Jump on.
Oh, Billy.
You're just, I don't think your sound's on, Bill.
Is it on?
There
There
you
we
go. We got you now. Yep,
Well,
you're all
that's
good.
what- Hey guys, how you all doing?
Yeah.
It's nice to meet everybody, all these great Canadians. I wish I would have got to meet more of you here. I'm in Dallas right now, where the event was held. I'm the only person I know in Super Patch in Dallas. None of the other, I think I am the only person. And there's a couple things to say about that. That is to give you an idea how new and fresh this business is. I don't know. I know you guys have been doing, you started with the socks and moved into the patches. I didn't have that. I confession, did sign up in the sock business many years ago, but didn't do anything with it. I just knew somebody. But I've been involved in networking for a long, long time. I was an Amway Diamond years ago, and then I became a Manatech presidential. But I got out of the field part of it because I got a great offer to come into Manatech as a inside the company as a consultant, even though I was working 100 hours a week or 120 hours a week as a consultant. But I helped them go from zero to $400 million in 23 countries. And that was a great experience. And I'm only bringing that up not to say anything about me, other than I've seen that growth curve. I've seen the company in early days. I just trying to tell you guys, I don't think you have any idea where this is going, because nobody wants to join another nutritional company. Nobody, I mean, it's not that they don't want to, and I'm not going to put down any nutrition because I think there's some fun. I think network marketing companies does have the best products because they have to compete on price. So they do a lot of work in science and all that kind of stuff. So I think all of the products are good. The Manatech products are good. I mean, I could go through all kinds of companies, but nobody has the patches. Nobody has a technology that directly relates to the central nervous system, that has tracked conditions that people want to have happen, that reverse that. I've got stress. Okay, reverse that. Where does that happen in my brain? How can I send that message up to this? Say, oh, help me with and my brain adjusts itself and sends it back down. And pretty soon I don't have as much stress because I put a patch on my arm or my butt or wherever I put it. I mean, this is a phenomenal story. And one of the things at the beginning of this, Jay did quite a presentation on how the products work. And I hope he puts those slides out, because that was at least an hour long. And one of the things we learned, which I've always thought, in the last little while, I haven't been doing much networking, but I've been doing a lot of research on energy medicine, on PMF technology, EE systems, there's so many different things, but it has to do with energy. We're all energy body. And when he was talking and saying that the patches actually produce waves, that's how it works. And I don't want to go in, I don't have the technical knowledge to tell you how that does that, but it is sending a message by waves through the body to the brain that picks it up, adjusts it, and sends it back down again to do these things. So that was very, very exciting. I will tell you something that I really picked up. Nobody else at this event got. I'm the only one that got it. I got an upline. What I mean by that is, this is the weirdest thing. I signed up in this, I don't know, 4 months ago. Haven't done a thing with it other than I did learn. No, that's not true. I've learned everything about this because I had nobody to turn to. I signed up with a guy out of South Africa. And just because I thought, wow, this is a great concept. This is incredible. You can put a patch on, send me some patches, sign up. and start to get some benefit from it. But I'm the type of guy, especially with my corporate background, if you want to look at it. But you know, things were all disjointed. Understand, I hadn't met you guys yet, so I'm all new. Only person I got to rely on is the website, and you know, and you have to gather stuff together, and you have to, and how do I tell this person that? Where's this video? Where that? So I spent hours and hours looking up videos and YouTubes. And anyway, bottom line is, I want to tell you guys though. So anyway, happened to be there. I really wanted to meet these two guys because somewhere in my trek, I found Patch Nation. And I thought, oh, look at here's some people I really, and wow, they're Canadians. By the way, I'm Canadian. I grew up in Windsor, Ontario, but I live in Dallas right now. And I love the accent, and I love the nice Canadians. Believe me, it's true. You guys are all nice. I miss the nice Canadian people because they're not that people down here are nice. They're just not nice like Canada. I don't know how to put it. And so anyway, just listening to you guys on your calls and experiencing all the people and how nice everybody is and how great everybody gets along. I really thought, boy, that would be a really good group to belong to. So we're talking. I met these guys. The first people I saw, they were getting on an elevator. I said hello. Then we went apart, but got back together another time. They just two of them. They've been, of course, real busy, but they happened to be standing there alone. So anyway, in talking, I think Terry said, "Well, who is your sponsor?" And I told him, well, the guy, I can't remember his name. He's in South Africa. I think his name's Cliff. And he said, "Cliff Walker?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, he's in our group." I said, "Great." So I'm officially in your group, which was very exciting and not too many levels down from these guys. But it didn't matter was because these guys have got such generous hearts. I know they're going to help me any way they can. So just the experience of meeting you guys and your team and being on these calls. I have been on the calls silently for quite a while. And then we had lunch and I saw some people across the table and I said, wow, this is like being in a Zoom. If I put a square up because it was like they were on the Zoom and they were across the table from me. So that was pretty exciting. But I tell you what, like I said, I have experienced this business for a long, long time. I've been around this business probably 40 years. And I don't think, from the sounds of what I'm hearing on this call, and I don't think you have any idea, all of you people, if you want to be, not that money's the game. Money is the measurement of the number of people you help. You are going to help so many people. You are going to start to receive rewards for doing that. There are going to be some very, very large income earners in this particular business. And I don't think it's ever going to become about the money. It's always going to be about the help. And that's what's great about it. But it's going to happen. We're going to go around the world. Like I said, I think I'm the only person in Dallas. And if you can imagine all the other cities across the country where there's one or two or a few people, this is not, we haven't scratched the scratch. We're not a pimple on a pickle. We're so small in terms of how large this business can get. Not that we're going out after it, but just because of those facts. Completely proprietary, able to go around the world. Now, like I said, I was in the nutrition business, helped them open 23 countries. You know how difficult it is to get a new nutritional product into another country? Every formula has to be looked at. Every ingredient has to be changed. Pretty much every single country has its own formula for products that you put out. It's extremely, you have to deal with all the regulations. What do we have to do? We've got a patch that has no ingredients, has nothing on it, and you can put it in the mail. You're not sending bottles of stuff or weight or case. It's just so simple. And I know that Jay's working on more patches that's going to give more benefits to more people, but we don't need more. I mean, just what we have. And the fact that, like I said, with other companies, you take the product, you guys are worried about negative people. My goodness. Try giving people a product that they have to use for 60 to 90 days before they can see benefit. And then you're telling them that you're going to get it, you're going to get it. When you've got something that you can put on somebody and get an immediate reaction within minutes. It's incredible. Now, with the idea of videoing them, you can say, well, just remember, pull out that video. But so many plus points. of what's unique about this business. Also, they went over the new customer acquisition program. That's going to be something that's going to drive a lot of business this way. But not only is it going to do that, and I guess I'm speaking too long, I'm sorry about this, but I just want to get that from a veteran's experience. This is something really to grab onto, because when that customer acquisition comes, it's just like never worry about helping somebody else anywhere else, because the more people that are in this, I mean, and I think Lisa is it that said it so much. There's so much. There's no way anybody's going to be stealing any business from anybody. It's so big. It's so massive. So when they go out and they get more customers, what are they going to be doing? They're just going to be making awareness of super patch, super patch, super patch, and pretty soon the word super patch is going to be known everywhere. And when you go talk to them about super patch, oh, I've heard of that. Oh, of course. So you won't have, I'm telling you, the negative might be there right now. It's going to go away, because we're going to have too much successes, too many things happening. And as the advertising comes, as things goes. So I don't know. I just think the weekend, this is the last thing I want to say. I went through, and you did too, but maybe from a different perspective. We had a business that was really going well, and then the pandemic hit, and everybody's business suffered. The whole world changed in the pandemic. What did the pandemic do? Good news, bad news. Good news, it brought Zoom. We wanted to stay in touch, so what did we do? We all got on Zoom. Bad news about Zoom, we don't touch each other anymore. So going to an event, if nothing else, to get into a room full of energy. And so I would have to say one of the highlights for me, even though I didn't have a costume, because I didn't think anybody would get into it. So I want to tell you, I thought, I've heard of people doing costume events, and maybe 10% of the people show up with a costume. That room, everybody had a costume. Everybody was in the 70s mood. Everybody was playing. And this is a huge thing, that the team came together around that, but those people were having so much fun. And my God, do I miss that? I miss people, because church attendance is down. People aren't going into work anymore. I worked, like I said, at corporate for 15 years, like for 100, but I liked working, because I liked working with people.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of lonely out here right now. And that's why I want to build a group, or I'm happy to be part of this group. But again, to get with a group of people with the excitement that happened inside that room, was very, very exciting. So I just want to tell you that this was a great weekend. I'm so excited about meeting you guys. I couldn't pick better people to be with. And I know that there's great meat eaters, because we went out to a place and these guys chowed down so much meat. I can't believe, what do you call those places? One of those people come around, keep giving you meat, and these guys were chopping down. Like, I said, wow, those guys got appetites. Anyway, it was really something. Oh, and by the way, the other thing, the advisory board, somebody brought that up. That's just the beginning of the doctors that are going to be, and that's the beginning of the practitioners. I know I was on a call with you guys before, and you were saying you've had trouble bringing in practitioners. That won't be the future. I can tell you that will not be the future. There's going to be a lot of practitioners involved in this. As, like I said, the word gets out more, the acceptance happens. It's going to happen. It's a very exciting place to be. And I hope you guys are all excited. It's a great place to be, and I'm with a great team. So thank you very much for taking me on and having a good time with me this weekend. So I appreciate it.
Paul and I are blessed to know you, Bill. We've created a friendship, and I've told Lisa, I've told a number of people, Heather Lemke, Jen Moyer, Paul, all these people. It's always been my motto that the success is not doing necessarily what we do, sharing the patch. The success is the friendships we make. The friendships we make, because this path may not be the same path for all of us forever. And so isn't it nice to know that we've had the success to make a friend, that we can call that friend, or that friend can call us down the road. So this is the beginning of a lot of friendships. And I know that a veteran like you in this industry wouldn't be here if you didn't see the potential to help millions and millions of people because you're a kind-hearted man. And like you said, money's just the result of how many people you help. And so we got to show up. We got to show up on the calls. We got to show up at the events. We got to show up on the opportunity calls and leverage those calls so that we can grow and get the word out there. So we're delighted to have you, Bill. And we were glad that you gave us a 9 out of 10 at the amount of steak we ate at the.
It was unbelievable.
So, thanks for sharing, Bill. I appreciate it.
You bet.
So we've if anybody's got anything else to add, Paul, you want to close with any closing
Well,
comments?
just there it is. Show up. What if Bill didn't show up? I mean, that changed everything, right? So it's just show up whenever you can, and you're gonna have things happen and take action and get out and meet people and face to face and do the demos, and it's just the same old back to the basics, right? But we've got the power of the product, which we didn't have when we had the socks. It's a whole different world. And if you have someone like, Bill on this call that's been in it for 40 years, you should really listen to what he said, because he's been there, done that. And well, I know he's about to do it again.
Absolutely. So let me just stop the recording.